Well, I think without cities we can't achieve anything, because if you look at across Europe, where's the innovation taking place? In cities. Where are people with the most talent going to? That's in cities. Where are the biggest problems? Also in cities. And where are the biggest solutions? Also in cities. So the city is sort of the nexus where everything comes together. But that's not the whole story, because cities will also have to take the responsibility for the development of rural areas. So what I always say to cities, yes, it's good that you take the lead, but look at your surroundings. Who is feeding you? Where do the people live who come to work in your cities? How do people, enjoy themselves outside of the cities? Where do they go to? To rural areas. So we also need to create a partnership between cities and rural areas.
In a moment where the European Union faces a challenge like Brexit, do you think that the Green Deal can be an opportunity for countries to gather around a common objective, a common interest?
Well, I honestly believe that the Green Deal is Europe's destiny. And I also believe that in the last years, many people in Europe, citizens, have been sort of struggling. What is Europe for? What is our destiny? And I have the feeling, broadly in European society, the idea that we need to transform our society to make it sustainable is supported by many people. And most people know that they can't do this individually in member states, that they need the European Union for this. So I believe the Green Deal is really the new sort of destiny for the European Union. And I also believe that most European citizens understand this is something we really need to do.
Here today we heard several calls for the biggest polluters to act, and also in Europe we have big polluters,
yes,
like Poland that didn't sign or didn't go on board of the Green Deal yet. Do you think that can be a problem or not?
Well, we should also be honest about the fact that not everybody is in the same position. Portugal has made incredible investments over the last years, and now renewable energy accounts for more than 50% of Portuguese energy mix. In Poland, 80% of the energy is still based on coal. So their need for transformation is much more profound and much more expensive than other member states. So when the Polish government asks for some solidarity, I have some understanding for this. But Poland doesn't do this just because of the rest of the world or just because of the rest of Europe. They do this because their own citizens are demanding this, because the air quality in Polish cities is really dismal, is really bad.
Can I ask a question? Like you just said, there are various speeds over the course of Europe and these implementations. Can we achieve our global goals with these various speeds underway?
Well, the only thing I can tell you for sure, and because we did the preparation for this, is that Europe can be climate neutral by 2050. That we can do. And I have the impression also in the conference in Madrid that if we make these plans concrete and we start doing this, we will convince more and more parts of the world to do the same thing, to move in the same direction. So the only thing we can do to make it happen is to start now and to understand that we can do this. We have the technology, we have the capital, we have the willingness to do it, so let's get going.
And are events like this fundamental for that change?
Fundamental, absolutely fundamental. I don't think everywhere in Europe, Lisbon is on the map as a green city. But now that Lisbon has this title of European Green Capital, we will see that other cities will, be curious. Why is that? What are they doing there? What is happening with sustainable housing? Hey, interesting, they're moving to electric mobility. How are they doing that? So I think it's very important to convince others.
About what you were talking about, that not every country is in the same starting
Yes.
point. The Just Transition Fund will be fundamental for this.
Yes.
Is there already a budget? Which countries will be in, will be out? When can we see more news about the Just Transition Fund?
On Tuesday. On Tuesday we will take a decision on this in the College of Commissioners, and I hope to be able to present the result in Strasbourg on Tuesday. Thank you. Yes, go ahead.
Another note on the Conference of the Future of Europe,
Yes.
expectations?
Well, I think there is a broad willingness in the three institutions, the Council, the European Parliament and the Commission, to have a good and long look at what does Europe need, which instruments do we need, what are the urgencies of our citizens. The only message I would have, also with my experience campaigning in Europe for the European elections, is this: let's talk about the people's problems, not our problems. People are not interested in our problems. They are interested in what we can do to help solve their problems, and I hope the conference will concentrate on that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.